Go.
No worries.
Hello, folks. Welcome to a special episode of Beyond the Pitch. I'm as always delighted to be joined here with a fantastic Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back on the podcast. Ole, how you doing? I'm sure it's been a bit of a busy week and a half for you.
Yeah, no, it's been a good week. Of course, it's we've managed to create some excitement around the club. Of course, we've managed to have a little break, let the players go away on international. So I've actually had a nice relaxing time and then planning time, to be fair.
Ole, as United fans, we get caught up on the emotional side of this, of course, with Cristiano Ronaldo coming back and all the romanticism. You, of course, can't help but caught up in that. But also, you have to look at this from the practical side of this, about what Cristiano Ronaldo brings. We all know what he brings. We've heard pundits say he's not quite the same player he was. You know, he's not going to be the same player that we saw when he left. What does Cristiano Ronaldo bring to United?
Well, you know, nature takes its toll. Or no, it doesn't take its toll. It doesn't look like it with him, though. But, you know, with age, you develop, you evolve as a player. He's a different type of player now. He's learned a lot of different things. He's turned into one of the best goal scorers that I've seen, because he's got all the different types of finishes: right foot, left foot, finesse, power. He's great in the air, and his movement now and desire to get on the end of things, that's different to the player I played with when he played, because then he was more of a dribbling winger and showing off his skills. He's learned that where and when to use his qualities.
Another positive would be, does it take a lot of the focus off Jadon Sancho and take the focus off Rafael Varane, in the sense that now Ronaldo takes all the pressure, takes all the focus, and in some ways it allows them to develop without having that intense scrutiny?
Nah, you know, when you're at Man United, you like that scrutiny and you like that pressure. But of course, the attention is going to be on Cristiano. But that's great. Bruno is going to be happy with that. Paul is going to be happy with that. Jadon, Mason, the forwards. If the defenders start looking for Cristiano instead of them, of course, it might create some more space for them and chances to score and chances to shine. And that's Cristiano is ready for that position, because he's lived it, he's done everything in football. So he's ready to take that role, and he's going to be a great team player for us.
Will we see him tomorrow? Will he make his debut tomorrow?
Yeah, he'll be on the pitch, definitely. Can't tell you if he's going to start or if he's going to come on, but of course he's going to be on the hallowed turf.
Another player that's been making a lot of headlines in the last week and a half, of course, has been Donny van De Beek. Question marks about what position he can play. He's done a podcast with Rio Ferdinand, says he can play number 6. Is that a position you can see Donny play for United this season, Ole?
Yeah, Donny's got very good qualities. Of course, he's had a disappointing season last year, disappointing end to the season when he got his injury, couldn't play for Holland in the Euros, and he's worked really hard, and he's waiting to be, call it unleashed, but he's waiting to play again and show what he can do. He can play a 6 with 2. He can play an 8 as an attacking midfielder. He can play as a 10. We've used him sometimes as a wide left coming inside, so he ends up as a 10 more or less. And he's a footballer with many qualities that we like at the club. But yeah, he can play as one of the 2 in midfield.
You know, how I felt last Friday morning was in complete contrast to how I felt a couple of years ago when you got the job. The contrast between the Manchester United you inherited versus the Manchester United we see today is absolutely enormous. How close does this Manchester United team look, Ole, to the vision that you had when you took over, that what Manchester United would look like in a few years?
Oh, well, of course, you know, when I look around in the squad, look at the names, that's the one thing, you know, names. But names doesn't really matter. It's how they conduct themselves and what the culture is like and what happens here in this environment with the coaching staff. What I see every day is exactly what I envisage Man United to be. The focus is there. There's no hiding place. There's discipline, and there's loads of players here who've won things that pass down to the young players. The young players want to learn. They know now with the players we've got, with Rafael, with Paul, with Cristiano, you know, they've won everything that there is to win in football. and you have to look at them and say, well, I want to be part of this as well. So there's no like thinking that you've made it. We're here to put Man United back to where we feel it belongs, and that's playing good attacking football. You can never promise a result or a win, but as long as we have the right approach to the game, a right culture here, I'm sure the result will come.
I want to ask you all about Champions League. Champions League last season, of course. We talk about the PSG game, we talk about the Leipzig game, but really was the Besiktas game for me that was the most disappointing one out of them all, because I think that is the game we look back on and feel that was a game we shouldn't have lost. Do you look back on that and think that was possibly the lowest moment of your time at United?
100%. You know, I had the Everton game at the end of my first little spell, which was a very, very low. But the Başakşehir one was also one of them, and there were a few words said, few home truths, I've got to say, and the response the next Saturday morning when we played Everton was brilliant. And from then on, you know, I think we've just improved and developed, but that was the game that we lost the Champions League group. You can say we lost it in Leipzig or at home to PSG, but you know they were good teams. But that Başakşehir game, we're going to make sure that's not going to happen this season.
Let's hope so. Quick for this season, what would you define as success for this season? And first of all, I want to say thank you for everything you've done for the club. It's great to watch Manchester United. I'm enjoying being a United fan again. What would you say is success for you this year? You
know, what you say is that's one of the biggest things to start with. Is Man United fans should enjoy being Man United fans. We should be proud of the players when they walk out on the pitch. 100%. I tell my players that every game that our fans, they want to see tackles, they want to see hard work, they want to see players with pride, putting pride in their performance, and that's the biggest thing. So that's one of the steps, one of the hurdles to that I felt we do have a challenge on our hands here. A few months or years back. Yes. But success, you can have a good season like we had last season. I have to say we had a good season last season. Yeah. The season was good, but it wasn't a successful season. A successful season is when you win something. So I'd rather have a successful season than a good season with. So lifting trophies is our aim. We know that we're in a competitive world. The Premier League is so competitive. You know, you got the Champions League winner from last year. You got the Premier League winners the last 3 or 4 seasons. They've been running away with stuff, and with the leagues they won by. Last season we were 12 points behind. We've been 30 points behind. We've been even more points behind the winner. So it was an improvement, but we still have to make up those last 12 points. Oh, yeah, and some goal difference. I come from a generation when I watched you play. So for me personally, it would mean a lot to me to see you be successful. You're a thoroughly decent gentleman. You're someone who's, in my opinion, managed a football club rather than manage a team, which managers did before they managed a team. You manage a club, you take care of the academy, take care of the synergy between the business side and the football side. And we see a whole different football club than what we saw years ago. Thank you for everything you do. I wish you nothing but the best. And thank you for always taking the time to do this. Ollie, you thoroughly decent man. Thanks. All the best. Thank you very much, and fingers crossed for the club. We'll do our best. Thanks, Ollie. Cheers. Thanks, Cards. Yeah, bye.